Principal Accountant General Dr. Biju Jacob, Sri James K. Joseph, former Accountant General, Professor M.A. Uman Sir, Srimati G. Sudharmani, Srimati Anim Charian, Sri P.K. Lalu, distinguished dignitaries and friends. I'm extremely happy to be a part of your Audit Diwas celebrations, and at the outset, I extend my gratitude to the organizers, particularly to the Principal Accountant General Dr. Biju Jacob and former Accountant General Sri James Joseph for inviting me to address this esteemed gathering on public sector management. Professor Uman sir has already touched upon the economic aspects of public sector, so I'll be focusing more on the management aspects of public sector. Figures may also differ a little bit because I am quoting from the latest reports. Public sector enterprises, as you all know, have played a significant role in the economic and social development of our country since independence. Public sector undertakings are established with the primary objectives of balanced regional development, balanced concentration of wealth and economic power, and employment generation. In pursuit of these objectives, massive investment has been made over the past decades to build a strong public sector in India. Besides acting as a wheel of economic development, public enterprises are entrusted with the task of contributing to ensure social justice, poverty eradication, and accelerating the growth of agriculture and industry. Therefore, it is rightly said that public enterprises without a plan can achieve something, but a plan without public sector is likely to remain on paper. It is well known that Kerala has made spectacular achievements in land reforms, education, and health over the last years after the formation of our state. With respect to economic growth, Kerala has surged ahead among Indian states by the early 2000s. Given such a context, it is indeed a paradox that Kerala's industrial sector is relatively backward. Manufacturing sector contributes only 7.5% of Kerala's GDP, which is 15.8% at the national level. The poor performance of the public sector enterprises in Kerala has been a great concern to the society in general and for planners and policymakers in particular. The performance of public sector enterprises reveals a wide gap between their objectives and achievements. The economic growth of Kerala, consequent to COVID-19 and containment measures, went into negative territory, as in many parts of the country and the world. State Planning Board reported that the growth in gross value added dipped to a low of minus 8.16% in 2021, as against 2.19% growth in 1920. The decline in state GDP growth was even further with a dip of minus 9.2% against a corresponding growth of 2.2% the previous year. The aim of industrial and economic development cannot be achieved by merely having an ideological bias. It has to be supplemented with a concrete and positive performance. Unfortunately, most of our public sector undertakings have failed in developing positive image in terms of financial performance and social inclusion. Some of them have even turned sick. The sick firms are either closed down or rehabilitated. It's a matter of major concern that many PSUs have been restructured or revamped, pumping in large sums of public money. Such rehabilitations have often been made on non-economic grounds, on social or political compulsions. As per the CAG report, there are at present 122 PSUs in Kerala engaged in diverse areas, mainly chemicals, engineering, infrastructure, and agriculture, out of which 107 are currently functional and 15 are non-functional. State public enterprises together provide employment to about 1.5 lakh people in different categories directly and about 5 lakh people indirectly. The net turnover achieved by the state enterprises for the year 2021 is 34,365 crores. 63 enterprises have incurred losses, and the net profitability of PSUs may be at a loss of 6,055 crores in 2021, as against a net loss of 1,738 crores in 1920. Alarming. The increased dependency on budgetary support, even for continuing with the regular operations of PSU, is a matter of major concern. While on this, it is pertinent to note that 41 public sector enterprises operating under the Industries Department, under the leadership of the minister, have recorded a turnover of 3,884 crores for financial year 21-22, which is 17% more compared to previous year. The total operating profit of the companies under the department was 384 crores, which is 245% more than compared to the previous year. And 5 companies have all-time records and turnover and profit. KMML, which is at the forefront, registered a turnover of 1,058 crores and profit of 332 crores. But the fact is that the overall performance of PSU in Kerala is far from satisfactory. Well, one may take the defense of the outbreak of COVID-19, which has adversely reflected on the overall performance of PSUs. No doubt, the impact of pandemic was definitely severe. I do agree that disruption in supply chain, closure of markets, and loss of working days affected the production and sale of most of the PSUs. But when you critically analyze the reasons for the poor performance of our PSUs, we may come across many other glaring issues, and the real challenge is how to timely resolve these issues. Working capital shortage is a major financial issue. Several state PSUs suffer from shortage of working capital. I know that there have been instances in which shortage of working capital has even resulted in stoppage of work in PSUs. Project financing, economic of scales, higher labor costs, etc. are some other financial related issues. Lack of synergy is another major issue. It is important that PSUs build synergies with each other, and these firms should find ways in which they can make use of each other's products. For instance, KSCB should try to procure transformers from KEL and cables produced by Traco Cables. The government should try to procure more medicines produced by KSDP for distribution through the public health system. KMML and TTPL produce titanium dioxide, and these firms should try to achieve greater integration between each other's activities. This can be done by achieving a team of employees, professionals. Those can be migrated between these organizations. So government should consider creation of a body of professional managers to this to happen. All options for building forward and backward linkages may be explored. Lack of autonomy, my predecessor has already mentioned. PSU should be given greater autonomy in decision making, especially on issues involving production, purchase, marketing, and technology. Professional board. Board of directors should be constituted with professionals experienced in the operations of these units, and there can be functional directors at the operation level. And managing directors, as rightly said, should have a fixed term of at least 5 years for ensuring continuity and accountability. Board level meetings or monitoring has been done for state PSUs coming under Industries Department, but no regular or effective monitoring systems for the rest of the state PSU is seen. Diversification is another issue. A long-term revival of manufacturing PSUs in Kerala will require many of these units to rethink their product lines and technology. Some are still using obsolete technology. But with biotechnology and biochemical engineering, it is possible to create high value added products from Kerala's agriculture and natural resources. Another issue which you may also agree is delay in audit. It's a vexing issue. It may be noted that only 19 PSUs are up to date in audit of accounts, and 97 enterprises have arrears ranging from 1 to 6 years. You professional auditors will agree with me that up-to-date audit of account is essential for monitoring the performance of any organization. If you want to monitor something, you need to quantify. If you want to quantify something, you need to measure it. So if you cannot measure, you cannot quantify. If you cannot quantify, you cannot monitor. So the timely audit of accounts is very, very essential to measure, quantify, and monitor the performance of PSUs. In this regard, I would say that the CAG, the watchdog of public money, is doing a great job. The unbiased and objective assessments of CAG help public enterprises achieve accountability and integrity and instill confidence among the citizens and the stakeholders. I am glad that Government of Kerala is now taking initiatives to strengthen the public sector, run them professionally, and help them earn profits. Of late, professional managers are being appointed to oversee the operations of PSUs. Public Enterprise Selection Board has been set up for selecting the cadre of managing directors and top managers in a transparent manner. Companies are graded based on their performance, and performance of PSU is taken as a major criterion for redefining the salaries paid to the employees. These initiatives indicate that the government is moving in the right direction to derive a positive outcome. Hope it will sustain. Well, with my past experience as managing director of many PSUs, I strongly believe that the internal causes are more predominant compared to external causes. And the internal causes of sickness are powerful and decisive in bringing down the performance of many PSUs. However, I am confident that public enterprises can definitely be run successfully, provided it is led by competent professionals having proper vision, passion, integrity, and transparency, and work together as a team. And I vouch for it. Coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. I distinctly recall that a few years back when I took over KML, the largest PSU of Kerala, an alarming stock of about 10,000 metric ton of titanium pigment worth about 150 crores was piled up, and the company was operating on an overdraft of 50 crores. Huge amount was due to the suppliers, and even service benefits to the employees, including DA, leave engagement, etc., were denied on account of the precarious financial position. And the loss-making company was strangled in the clutches of sickness and staring at a potential layoff, as reported by the media. In fact, that year was the worst year for the global titanium pigment industry in the last 10 years, and many multinational companies in the titanium industry registered negative growth, and few were in red during this period. But we could circumvent this crisis through a series of strategic interventions at various levels, with the wholehearted support and cooperation of our employees. The concerted efforts taken up by the management in close collaboration with the employees saved the day. There is no change in the technology, there is no change in the process, challenges or opportunities all remain the same. But definitely there was a change in the attitude of the employees, which really turned around the company with the divine providence. The success was stemmed from the fact that in our march towards recovery, we did not leave anyone behind us, and we all worked together as a team with a great feeling of oneness and sense of belonging. Together we made a big difference and were successful in putting KMML back on track in a short span of time. And I'm proud that KMML is now at the forefront of turnover and profit among all other PSUs. Yes, we have overcome the crisis, but the challenge is that sustaining recovery persists in an internationally competitive environment, where it is not the question of survival of the biggest or smallest, but the fastest. Philip Kotler, the father of modern marketing, says, in today's competitive market, you have to run much faster even to stay in the same spot. Only those who keep pace with the rapidly changing facets of processing, design and marketing will survive, and all others fall apart. So it is important that All the employees fully recognize their vision and mission to contribute substantially towards a sustainable growth of the organization. Vision without action is a daydream, and action without vision is a nightmare. We need a unique blend of both vision and action to further accelerate the pace of recovery of our PSUs and to continue to strive hard to meet our expectation with a priority accent on efficiency, ecological compliance, and social inclusion. PSUs should rapidly catch such trends and enhance the efficiency factor by linking, leveraging, and learning. They should be very keen to establish links with dynamic sources of growth, leverage their resources with those sources of growth, and thereby learn to be innovative, because learning is knowledge, knowledge is a source, and innovation is a force. And there is no other option to withstand competitive pressure for efficiency gains. Therefore, I fervently look forward for your apt attention, rapt response, and profound sense of professionalism in all that we do for the cause of a brighter future. Thank you so much.